Hi guys, it's SkintBoot here, and today what I'm going to be bringing you guys is another episode of This Week in No Man's Sky. And believe it or not, once again we are kind of on schedule. It's not perfect, it's not great, could be better, but it also could be worse. Now guys, if you are unfamiliar with this series, or if this is your first time catching it, this is a weekly series I do in order to cover the week's events in No Man's Sky or the No Man's Sky community, but in a much more informal and podcast-esque style video. And as you can tell from the fact that I fucked up, this is supposed to be a load more organic and less edited, less scripted, so it's supposed to feel a tiny bit more human, and that is why you will likely hear me fuck up quite a bit. But for today's episode, once again, there is not a great deal going on. There is, as always, a lot of speculation. There is a lot of things which might be kind of pointing towards stuff, but once more, we have no solid information. So really what I want to talk about today is, funnily enough, Beyond, you know, believe it or not, but more importantly, some things to do with people's opinions with Beyond, some worries that people have with it, and I also want to give a little shout out to a content creator somewhere near the end of the video as well. So with all of that said and done, please do sit back and relax. Let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, Beyond. There has been a lot of activity on Hello Games' behalf recently. In case you are unaware, Hello Games and Sean Murray on Twitter are extremely quiet most of the time, apart from retweeting the occasional screenshot or replying to an article that they featured in. They're very much to themselves, and they are very much quiet. However, we have actually had a fair amount of information recently, specifically to do with Steam. As of recording, Steam is actually, not Steam, fuck, No Man's Sky is actually 50% off on Steam, which on its own is a great deal. 50% is a fucking wham discount, and for No Man's Sky I think that's very good, but more importantly, this does indeed imply something much bigger. So again, in case you are unaware of how No Man's Sky kind of acts when there's an update brewing and, you know, the telltale signs that something might be sooner rather than later, essentially whenever No Man's Sky gets heavily promoted, as in, you know, you see ads of it on Facebook, something which has been happening a lot more, or the game goes on sale, then generally speaking it means that something big will happen. We have seen this a number of times before, mainly to do with Next, where it went on sale right before Next dropped. So naturally, with No Man's Sky going 50% off on Steam, there are a load of questions and a load of things which people are leaning more towards, and I've just been messaged by a fucking spam bot on Steam. You know, as soon as I give Steam the benefit of the doubt and I'm like, yeah, I love Steam, some Russian man sends me a message saying I've won the golden frying pan for Team Fortress 2. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, what I was trying to get at here is that this sale isn't just a sale, it's usually something bigger. Now, as I stated, Next and when Next was about to come out for No Man's Sky, the game received a lot of promotion, and it also received a few discounts here and there. Now, this sale on Steam doesn't confirm anything. This doesn't mean that Beyond is going to be coming out, you know, tomorrow or the next week or something like that. However, the one thing that is slightly more realistic is the fact that the third component of Beyond may indeed be released soon. Now, in terms of how a discount and how No Man's Sky dropping news kind of ties in, it's more the fact to do with marketing rather than, you know, some kind of community effort or so forth. If a big game goes on sale and then a few days after it's on sale, the developers say, hey, this is a big feature coming to this game, a load more people are much more likely to want to pick the game up. So this isn't exactly a community conscious effort. This isn't something like Hello Games love us so much they want to discount their product. It's literally to get the game across and make it appear way more kind of accessible and like something which you should buy. I mean, that's general marketing, that's general business. This shouldn't really be any news to you. So going off this kind of idea of thinking about things, yes, it is definitely possible that the third part of Beyond may indeed be released soon. A Steam sale for No Man's Sky is a very rare occurrence. And I know, you know, putting all the memes aside about the game being too expensive and about Hello Games loving money and all of that stuff, No Man's Sky genuinely does not go on sale all that much. And when it does, it's usually for an actual solid reason. It's usually a sign that something big is going to happen, or some kind of announcement will come out that will benefit a load of the player base. Now, you may have picked up on the fact that I said that people were reporting on No Man's Sky ads showing up on Facebook, something which I have never heard of, and something which a lot of people on Twitter were also saying they have never seen before. And again, this kind of ties in. A load of promotion for the game generally means that something big will happen. And putting aside all of this, you know, Steam sale and Facebook thing, we are long overdue for part 3. I think I'll be the first person to admit that we need the third part of Beyond. And the fact that it has taken so fucking long to be announced means that it is either not complete or it is one of the biggest aspects of the update. And personally, I think the third component of Beyond will absolutely blow us away. Now, on the topic of Beyond, I want to talk a little bit about how some people are thinking that this update isn't going to be good, or this is going to be the last big update, or the last ever update for No Man's Sky. I have made a load of videos in the past, back when, you know, Atlas Rises was brewing, back when Next was brewing, talking about all of the evidence to show that this will be a big update, and more importantly, this won't be a disappointing update. For whatever reason in the No Man's Sky community, you do indeed get some people that believe that the update which is coming out, whether it be Beyond, Next, Atlas Rises, whatever, will be disappointing and will not live up to whatever expectations they are holding. Now, I'm not saying that these people are wrong or these people are deluded, because, you know, keeping your hype in check is one of the most important things about No Man's Sky, and I don't for a minute say that they are wrong for thinking so. However, you will come across a lot of people who don't exactly have reasoning. They will just say, Beyond is going to be disappointing, Beyond is going to be fucking dreadful. And when you ask for some kind of evidence or, you know, support to back these claims up, they quite often don't have any, apart from the game is gay or the game is shit. Something like that. So naturally, I wanted to give my words of wisdom to those of you who might possibly think that Beyond will be a disappointing update or whatever. Now, this is a difficult thing to try and prove because obviously the update isn't out, and obviously we don't know a lot about the update. But what you have to remember is that you will only be disappointed in something if you have expectations for it. That is how disappointment works. If you have the absolute least amount of expectations, you know, the lowest quality expectation for No Man's Sky Beyond, then chances are you're going to be happy with whatever the fuck the update is. If you have the highest standards going, thinking that this update is going to be E3 on fucking roids or Next on roids, then yeah, there is quite a high chance that you are going to be disappointed. But at the end of the day, if you're one of these people that are, you know, just hating on something which isn't even out, and you're saying all this negative stuff about something which a lot of people are looking forward to, just don't, alright? My dad always used to tell something to me, and that was, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. And honestly, I have lived by those words for most of my life, apart from when I get angry at people in chats of Team Fortress 2. But other than that, it's a general consensus, you know, let people have their fun, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. And I also think that getting disappointed over an update, or saying that this update is so much of a letdown, this update isn't as good as I thought it'd be, is, in the context of No Man's Sky, I think kind of disrespectful, and to be honest, just not quite right. Obviously, these updates are free. These updates don't have to be developed, but Hello Games choose to develop them and they choose to release them for free. It doesn't matter if they have to do it because the game released in a state. Either way, they could have left the game, they haven't, and you should be grateful for that. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. Again, going off a load of, you know, metaphors and things like that. First of all, keep your hype low, okay? Keep your expectations realistic and keep your hype in check. And second of all, let people be happy, let people be happy whatever they want, you know. If they want to be happy over this, let them do that. If they want to be happy about something which you don't understand, then just let them do that. You don't have to ruin their day. And third of all, I don't fucking remember. I completely forgot what I was talking about. But the point stands. Beyond, however you look at it, will introduce major improvements and changes to No Man's Sky. The update isn't going to be a small one. It isn't going to be a Visions style update. It's going to be a fairly chunky update. We know that. It's 3 updates combined into one big content drop. And even if it isn't exactly the content that you're hoping for, even if it isn't something like E3 on steroids, you know, there is still going to be more content. There's going to be more substantial things to do in the game. And regardless if that tickles your fancy or not, there is ultimately more to do in the game which you play. So to conclude, I really do not understand how people can get skeptical or maybe even just get downright hateful towards something which isn't even out, especially a free update. That blows my mind. Keeping things in expectation and you know, keeping things realistic is fine. It's when it gets to the point where people get angry at others for liking something, and this goes with No Man's Sky in general. When people go, why do you like this game? You're a fucking idiot if you like this game, blah 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 blah. Again, I don't see it. You must have an extremely boring life and a fairly sad life to want to drag people down with you. And ultimately, just stop being a cunt, alright? Easiest way to put it, stop being an absolute cunt flap. So, that is kind of all of the Beyond material which I want to talk about until there is a little bit more information. I feel like I've spoken about Beyond a lot in this week in No Man's Sky, and that is probably because that is the only thing that's ever happened. I can imagine that when shit kicks off a bit more, you know, I can obviously make proper videos on it, proper scripted, edited videos, but then also give my opinions on it in this week in No Man's Sky. So yeah, just give it time and eventually there'll be more content. So, as I said, I do want to end this episode. I know this is a short one, but I want to end this episode talking a little bit about the content creator side of YouTube. And I am obviously very big on my creators, and I absolutely fucking love the No Man's Sky YouTube community. Not just the you know, the big top lads up there with all the subs, but the channels that are so goddamn good but just don't get enough recognition. They're kind of like the really underrated indie channels of No Man's Sky. And I will tell you right now, by far my my biggest channel, which I am absolutely shagging at the moment, is the Procedural Traveller. Fucking great man. I'm gonna be on his stream on Sunday actually, and we're gonna have a little chat about No Man's Sky. But this man has recently started doing really frequent live streams talking about the goings on in the No Man's Sky community, kind of like this series but live. And he's also been brave enough to put on a face cam, which I know for the first time is really fucking difficult. So yeah, he's a good man, and you probably all know him, but he does make content now, and especially streams. So please do check him out. This is a shout out. I'm shouting you out, man, because you deserve it. His channel will be in the description of the video. Do give him some love and do pop by when he streams, because truly he is a wonderful fella, and as I said, deserves a load more credit. So guys, I think that is just about all I have to say for this episode without dragging things out like per usual. So I do just want to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then please do feel free to leave a like on it. And if you guys could also subscribe to MZK, then that'd be absolutely fantastic. And as always, I will see you guys on my next video. This is SkintBoot, signing out.